All right, y'all. It's Taco Monday. I put together this entire, let me show you what I put together real quick. I'm just joking. My wife did it. We got some taco meat, chicken, nice little salad, tzatziki. That's for you or is that for us?
That's for me.
Oh, that's for mommy. About to cook up some tortillas. I'm doing my specialty. Actually, I'm not special at this at all. Yesterday talked about in the message preached at Anchor Hill Church. Come through if you're in Vegas. Talked about the miracle of Lazarus and how his miracle was an indication of Jesus's power. We started off by talking about how it takes a persistent hope. Persistence, I've been thinking about this, is ugly for Americans. It just shows desperation. No one wants to look like they're persistently asking for something. But in Scripture, we see that God uses this persistence not only to build faith, but also to navigate the journey of his promises. And so while persistence might not be attractive, it might seem ugly, when it comes to seeking God, to God, this is vital. So I was talking about how Martha had a persistent faith. She had a consistent, I know the odds are stacked up against me, right? But even now, this is the statement that she used. You could have been here, Jesus, to help my brother not even transition from sickness to death. But even now, if you ask God, if you ask your Father to do something, we know he can, and he'll answer you. And so that's the kind of faith we need. We need a but now persistent faith that's able to see the hope, even if it's a glimmer, even if it's just a small piece, even if it's almost like, I don't know, but I'm going to decide to trust. This was Martha was at. She's obviously emotional because it's her brother. She's not just emotional because it's her brother. She's emotional because it's her protector, her provider. Culturally, the eldest male in the family was the provider. And so now, if he passes away, it's not just my brother died, it's my protector, my provider, my provision. And so this is a very emotional situation for Mary, Martha, but also for Jesus too. This is the scripture that says, Jesus wept, verse 35. Two words that are powerful. Jesus wept. He's not only divine, he's not only perfect, he's not only sinless, he's a God that cares. He's a king, but he's also someone that feels the emotions of a servant. And that scripture, Jesus wept, we know that as the shortest verse in the English Bible. It's not the shortest in the Greek, though. The shortest in the Greek is a scripture that comes from, a verse that comes from 1 Thessalonians, rejoice always. The contrast between these two is we can rejoice always because Jesus, in the hard times, weeps with us. And so now we see Jesus being emotionally involved with weeping, but also with being angry. Scripture says he was angry. He saw the people and a deep anger welled within him as Mary was crying and weeping goes to the grave, he's still angry, is what the scripture describes him as. He's angry at death. He's angry at what death has done to humanity. He knows he's going to have the final say. He knows that he's going to be able to defeat the grave, death, and hell. But it still has had an effect on us. Calls Lazarus out. And we see that Lazarus, after he is raised from the dead, is alive but still bound. It's a beautiful picture of community as he calls him out. He allows the grave clothes to still be on and asks the people of God, the community, to unwrap him. This is why church is so vital. This is why the community of God is so vital. It's because you can be alive but still bound. You can be alive but still needed to be helped, discipled, sanctified. And so Lazarus comes out, but he still needs help from his community. He still needs assistance from his people. And so we see that comes forth, and God demonstrates through his son that he has resurrection power. I don't know what you've been going through, what you've been dealing with, but God has the ability to resurrect any situation that looks dead. Jesus waited until the fourth day in order to perform this miracle. The fourth day was significant because it represented hopelessness. In that culture, the Jewish culture believed that a body had the spirit of the body hovering over it for 3 days. The fourth day was the day of decay. The fourth day was the day where that spirit left. So Jesus, being intentional, heard about Lazarus being sick, could have went directly there, immediately there, but he waited. He waited not because he's failing, but because he knew that the fourth day would show God's glory to people around him. Powerful. Question to you is, what's your fourth day? What is the thing that looks hopeless? The thing that looks like God can't do it? The thing that makes you tell yourself, if God didn't do it in 3 days, he's not going to do it at all. Maybe he's waiting till that fourth day. You see these torts? Fire.